and it proves that we have not been alone for quite some time. The crazy part is that while officials might try to say it is just a drone, the sheer size and silence of the object tell a different story. It looked like a city in the sky, drifting through the clouds without a care in the world. Thomas and Christopher did an amazing job keeping their hands steady to get this through. A darker secret is buried in the sands of the American Southwest. A darker secret is buried in the sands of the American Southwest. Desert debris, define science.
Headline edition, July 8, 1947. The Army Air Forces has announced that a flying disc has been found and is now in the possession of the Army. Army officers say the missile, found sometime last week, has been inspected at Roswell, New Mexico, and sent to Wrightsfield, Ohio, for further inspection. This afternoon, authorities in New Mexico suggested that the widely publicized mystery of the flying saucers may soon be solved. Army Air Force officers reported that one of the strange discs had been found and inspected sometime last week.
The mystery in Ohio is a modern echo of a story that started nearly 80 years ago in a small desert town. If you go back to July of 1947, you will find the most famous event in the history of the unexplained.
We found a piece of metal about a foot and a half, 2 feet wide, and about 2 or 3 feet long. Felt like you had nothing in your hand. It wasn't any thicker than the foil out of that cigarette. But the thing about that got me is that you couldn't even bend it. You couldn't even bend it. Even though the sledgehammer was about over it. So I knew that I had never seen anything like that before. And as of now, I don't know what it was. The picture, of course, they had a whole flock of microphones there. They wanted some comments from me, but I wasn't that good. I didn't do that. So all I could do is keep a mouth shut. And General Ray is the one who discussed told the newspaper, the newsman, what it was, and to forget about it. There was nothing more than a flood observation balloon. Of course, we both knew differently. It was not anything from this earth that I'm quite sure of. Because I was being in Dallas, I was familiar with just about all the material used in aircraft and air travel. It was nothing like that.
A rancher named William Mack Bradley was walking his property near Roswell, New Mexico after a heavy thunderstorm. He found a massive field of debris that looked like nothing he had ever seen before. There were bits of metallic foil that you could crumple up in your hand, but they would instantly spring back to their original shape. There were also strange beams that had purple symbols on them. This is a key detail because those symbols have appeared in other sightings for decades. The military from Roswell Army Airfield came out to the ranch and collected everything. For starters, they actually told the truth for a few hours. They issued a press release saying they had captured a flying disc. The headlines the next morning were incredible. People thought the mystery was finally solved. But then, the government changed the story. They claimed it was just a weather balloon from a project called Mobile. Yeah, about that. Nobody believed the balloon story then, and nobody believes it now. Eyewitnesses like Major Jesse Marcel said the material was indestructible. You could not burn it with a lighter, and you could not cut it with a knife. It was lightweight, but stronger than any steel on Earth. And that is putting it lightly. The Roswell event became a symbol of government secret. People claimed that bodies were recovered from a second crash site nearby. They described small beings with large heads and gray skin. While the military tried to cover it up, the story only grew larger. It is not that simple, though, because Roswell was not the only sighting that summer. Just a few weeks earlier, a pilot named Kenneth Arnold was flying his plane near Mount Rainier in Washington. He saw 9 bright objects skipping across the sky like saucers on water. That is where the term flying saucer actually comes from. Arnold estimated they were moving at 1,200 miles per hour. Back in 1947, that was impossible. No human